Hello everyone, welcome to lecture number 4 of NGO. Today we will be solving two questions 5 and 6 like past lectures. Question 5 I'll do it on the screen over here and 6 will be your homework. Solution of 6 will be uploaded on You Will Learn app. Okay, so 6 question I'll discuss it, it will be your homework. Now, question 5 is very important question. If you all recollect, then in the very first lecture when I gave you the formats of income and expenditure statement and balance sheet, income and expenditure statement was made in columnar form. Look at that summary if you have done from the first lecture. In income and expenditure, we made the columns of general fund, designated fund, restricted funds and total. Okay, now when are we supposed to make that income and expenditure in that columnar form? Okay, when are we supposed to make that? When incomes given to you in the question, are specified to be, okay, they are specifically mentioned to be of general fund or designated fund or earmark funds. We also call designated funds as earmark funds or restricted funds. When it is specifically mentioned in the question that income is related to these either general fund or designated fund or restricted fund, we have to make income and expenditure statement in columnar form. And generally in such questions, even in the question it would be specified that you make it in columnar form. Or else all other questions of this chapter, we make income and expenditure statement in normal order only with 2 columns. This columnar form will be required only in this situation when only incomes, expenses are not related to any fund. But when income received is related specifically to general fund or designated fund or restricted fund. You'll understand from this question. So in question 5, we are going to make income and expenditure statement in columnar form. Look at the question. From the following information available of Seva Sangh for the year ended 31/3/18, prepare balance sheet and income and expenditure statement. While preparing, now this is important, while preparing income and expenditure account, show the income of general fund, designated fund and restricted fund separately. So we will be making this income and expenditure statement in columnar form. See the format I have done over here. General fund separate column, designated fund separate column, restricted fund separate column and then total. But when are we supposed to do this? When this is mentioned in the question, and even if not mentioned in the question, then you'll find incomes are specifically mentioned to be of general fund, designated fund or restricted fund. Once I discuss the question, you'll understand. Now opening stock of material will come in consumption of materials, so mark it as C. Purchase of material during the year, consumption of material. Bank charges, finance cost. Interest on fixed loans, finance cost. Repairs and maintenance of building, other expenses. This will come in the category of other expenses. Salaries and wages, employees benefit. Now see this one. Donation from institutional body is an income. Okay, it is G&D, grants and donation. Okay, first of all mark it as G&D, grants and donation. Now in income, they have mentioned that it is related to general fund. Here we have to make it in columnar form because it is specifically mentioned. Past questions, whatever we have done, 4 questions so far, only donation from institutional body was mentioned. It was not mentioned that it is related to general or restricted or designated fund. Because of this information, we have to make it in columnar form. Further, see here also, grants from central government, designated fund, this both are one item only. Grants from central government, again G&D, grants and donation. And now this is related to which fund they are mentioned? Designated fund. Okay, so that's why we make it in columnar form. Then again they say donation from central government, so that will be grants and donation. But now here it is related to which fund? Restricted fund. So this yellow I have marked for general, blue I have marked for designated, green I have marked for restricted. This kind of information which is highlighted, in such cases we have to make income and expenditure account in columnar form because of this highlighted extra information given. Repairs and maintenance of furniture, other expense. Remuneration to auditors, administrative expense. Allowances and bonus, employees benefit. Contribution of promoters, opening balance corpus fund and additions will add in corpus fund. Other approved securities are investments. Investment in government securities are investment. Receivables are current assets. Cash and cash equivalent is current asset. Bank balance with bank is current asset. Available restricted funds, so RF, this will come in balance sheet. Okay. Loans and advances, loans, advances and deposits. Available designated fund will come in balance sheet in designated fund. Insurance charges, administrative expense. Now see again, seminar fees, restricted fund, so I highlighted in green, restricted fund. Seminar fees will come in fees and subscriptions. I told you incomes are specifically mentioned to be general or designated or restricted. This income is mentioned to be of restricted fund. In such situation, we have to make it in columnar form. Employees retirement benefit, employees benefit expense, professional charges, administrative expense, consultants fees. Now see again, consultants fees general. General I highlighted in yellow. So consultants fees is fees and subscription, but it is related to which fund? General. Again, annual fees or subscriptions, and again they are mentioned general. This information supports the columnar form. F and S, again annual fees or subscription. Closing stock of material, we will minus in consumption of material, opening plus purchase minus closing. Interest accrued but not due on borrowing, this is one item. Interest accrued but not due means outstanding interest, current liability. On borrowing, so current liability. Land, fixed asset. Building, fixed asset. Furniture, fixed asset. Expenses payable, current liability. Income from operations, IOA. But again, you all can see general fund, restricted fund and designated fund. Whenever they mention this kind of things, okay, restricted fund in green and designated fund we mark in blue. Whenever this kind of information is given, we have to make it in columnar form. Creditors for services, current liabilities. Loans and borrowings from central government, so borrowings, both will come in borrowings, central and state government. Capital work in progress, fixed assets. Other income, see again, other incomes, restricted fund, so we mark it in green, and other income, so OI. And lastly, available general fund will come general fund in the nature of promoters contribution P. Transfer to designated fund, rupees 3000 lakhs. Now 3000 lakhs transfer to designated fund, so minus in income and expenditure statement and plus in designated fund. So all of you put tick on this available designated fund. And closing stock of material 2 lakhs is given over here also. You all can see over here it was also given 2 lakhs and amount is same. Basically it should be an adjustment only. We will give two effects for this. Minus from consumption of material as well as current assets. Okay. So this is how we are supposed to understand when are we supposed to do it in columnar form or not. All of you are clear with this, I suppose. So in this question, all of you make this format in columnar form. And one more thing, these items which are related to incomes, we will not be making the schedules. Why we will not be making the schedules? Because we'll directly write the income in income and expenditure account itself. When it comes to 12, 13, 14 and 15, we'll not make separate schedule for that. We will directly write the amount in income and expenditure statement itself. Okay, so schedules will make from 1 to 11 and then directly 16 to 20. So all of you pause the video and make this formats. Okay, income and expenditure statement, but make it in columnar form. General fund, designated fund, restricted fund and total. Incomes, expense, rest of the part remains exactly same. Balance sheet also remains exactly same. Balance sheet is not to be done in columnar form. Only income and expenditure statement is to be done in columnar form. There also, as I discussed, incomes will not make separate schedules. We'll be directly writing the amount of incomes in income and expenditure statement. So pause the video and make the format of income and expenditure statement and balance sheet, everyone. I hope you all are done with the formats. So now we start with the schedules. Okay, let us start with it. Be attentive. First schedule we make for corpus fund. So CF marked items will be taken here. Look at CF marked items. Here we have contribution of promoters, opening balance 1240 and additions of 160. Okay, opening balance 1240 and additions of 160. So all of you write down opening balance 1240 and additions of 160. So total will come to 1400. Then second, what we write is general fund in the nature of promoters contribution. Okay, GFP marked items. So look at the things everyone. GFP, general fund in the nature of promoters contribution. Available general fund must be given to you. C, F, GND, GND, OE, AE, CF, CA, RF, DF, A, was fees. General fund is not given to you in the question. Last item. Okay. Available general fund, GFP 1200. Okay, opening balance is 1200. These two are already recorded. Now opening balance 1200 will write first. So all of you write down opening balance 1200. Now here we always leave space. We have to add the balance of income and expenditure statement. So that will get at the end only. So we leave space for that once we make income and expenditure completely. Third is general fund in the nature of non-depreciable assets. We don't have in the question G, F, NDA marked item. We don't have, so nil. Then fourth, what we will have is after general fund, designated fund. DF marked items. Let us see designated fund, DF marked items. This available designated fund is 1400 and in that we have to transfer 3000 rupees. So 1400 plus 3000. Okay. Opening balance 1400. Opening balance 1400. Add transfer during the year 3000. So total will become 4400. Normally this transfer is given in percentage in other questions. So this amount also we generally keep it pending in past questions. But here since 3000 is directly given, you can straight away add it, no need to keep it pending. Okay. Then after designated fund we have unrestricted fund. Sorry, restricted fund. Unrestricted are all the above three. Restricted fund. RF marked items. Available restricted fund is 992. Other than that, any other item marked as RF not there. So 992 itself will come in the total also. Okay, 992. Write down. Opening balance 992 and that itself becomes the total. Then 6, after restricted fund we have borrowings. B marked items. Here we have borrowings. Central government 1750, state government 1000. Only two items are there and there is no hidden adjustment also. Central government 1750 and state government 1000. From central government 1750 and from state government 1000. Total comes to 172750. Okay. Then seventh item after borrowing. So liabilities are all current liabilities and provisions. CL marked items. Let us see which all items are marked as CL. On the left side, there is no item. On the right side, interest accrued and but not due on borrowings 45. So first interest accrued but not due 45. Then after interest accrued but not due in current liabilities, we have expenses payable. Okay, current liability of 60. Expenses payable 60. Then after expenses payable, we have creditors for services, current liability 130. Okay, creditors for services 130. That's it. No other item are there related to current liabilities. So we can do the total after that. Creditors for services 130. So 130 plus 60, 190 plus 45, 235 total. Okay. Then 8. Now we come to assets. So fixed assets, FA marked items. Let us see what all items are marked as fixed assets. Land is there of 2287 and there is no adjustment. Okay, depreciation is not there. So as it is 2287, land 2287. Then other than land, which other fixed assets do we have? Building is there, which is marked as fixed asset 3329. So building 3329. Then other than building, what we have is furniture. Furniture is how much? 200. Okay, 3 fixed assets are there, all are taken into consideration. So furniture, all of it write down 200. Total will come to 2287 plus 2287 plus 3329 plus 200, that is 5816. Okay, then 9th, after fixed assets we will have investments. I marked items, investments. In that we have other approved securities of 1200. Okay, other approved securities of 1200. Then other approved securities, what else is marked as I? Investment in government securities of 1375. Okay, government securities 1375. Only 2 items are there, so now we can do again the totals. 1200 plus 1375, that would be equal to 2575. Then after investments, we'll have current assets, CA marked items. On the left side, current assets, we have receivables of 850. Okay, receivables of 850. Then after receivables, we have cash and cash equivalent of 810. So cash and cash equivalent 810. Now after cash and cash equivalent, what other current asset is there? Bank balance with banks 550. Okay, bank balance with banks 550. Then after bank balance, what else is marked as current assets? On the right side, we have nothing. Then in the adjustments, we have the second adjustment, closing stock of material. We have to write it in current asset 2 lakhs. So closing stock of material 2 lakhs. Now we can do the totals. 850 plus 810, 1660 plus 550 plus 2, 2212. Then after current assets, we will have loans, advances and deposits. LED marked items. Let us see LED marked items, which ones are there. Loans and advances, we have it over here. Okay, LED marked items. That is 1814. You all can see over here. Loans, advances and deposits 1814. Loans and advances 1814. Only one item is there, so that itself will be the total. Then after loans and advances, now be attentive. Schedule 12 comes to income and expenditure statement related. So what did I discuss with you for 12, 13, 14, 15? We will not make the schedules. We'll directly write the information in income and expenditure account. Let us do that. Income from operations. See, income from operations. Okay. In general fund column 1100. I will write in general fund column 1100. Then in designated fund column, this third amount 1500. Designated fund is the third one, 1500. Be careful with that. So designated fund 1500, and then in the last column restricted fund is the middle amount, that is 870. So in restricted fund column, all of you write 870. Now 1100 plus 1500 plus 870, the total will come to 3470. That you will write in last column. Okay. So this is how we have to do it. We don't have to write it in schedule. We have to directly write it in income and expenditure. Fees and subscriptions. F&S marked items. Let us see. F&S marked items. Left side. F&S. F&S. We don't have right side. F&S. This one. Seminar fees is there F&S, but it is related to restricted fund. So in restricted fund column, you all write 700. Last column restricted fund 700. Okay. Then which other item of F&S is there? Consultants fees is marked as F&S, and that is related to, you all can see, general fund 600, and annual fees is also related to general fund 410. So in general column we will write 600 plus 410. How much? 1010. Directly in general fund column you will write 1010. Okay, total of both the fees. Then any other item marked as F&S, see in the question? No other items. So there is no fees and subscription related to designated fund. There is no fees and subscription. Okay. Related to designated fund, there is no fees and subscription. Then after that, grants and donations, G&D marked items here. This donations. Okay, grants and donations. In general column, we have to write 210. Okay, in general column, all of you write down 210. Then, which other item of grants and donations do we have? G&D. Designated fund column, we have to write 300. Okay, designated fund column 300. Then restricted fund grants and donations are how much? Restricted funds are 180. Okay, there are no other items, so we can do the total 180. Total, okay, that total is also remaining. 1010 plus 1700 is 1710, and then 210 plus 300 plus 180, that comes to 690. Okay, now other incomes related to OI marked items. Let us see whether they are there. OI, other incomes. This we have other income, and it is given related to restricted fund. Like you can see restricted fund, other income 1270. So in restricted fund column 1270. We don't have any income, other incomes related to designated funds, and we don't have any other incomes related to general funds. So total also will be 1270. Now we can get these totals also. 1100 plus 1010 plus 210, that comes to 2320. Then 1500 plus 300, 1800. Then 870 plus 700 plus 180 plus 1270, that is 3020. And 3470 plus 1710 plus 690 plus 1270, that is 7140. You can cross check, this must also come to 7140, 2320. This vertical total we have done, a horizontal total must also come the same. Horizontal total means this 2320 plus 1800 plus 3020. 2320 plus 1800 plus 3020 must also come to 7140. Okay. So for incomes, we have not made the schedule separately because income and expenditure itself is done in columnar form. Now, materials consumed onward will further continue in the schedules. So in the schedules directly now what we will make is 16th schedule of materials consumed or consumption of materials. C marked items. Very first we have opening stock of material 4 plus purchase of material 4 and then minus closing stock of material 2. Okay, 4 and 4 and 2. You all can see 3 items are there. 4 opening, 4 purchases and 2 closing. Okay, 4 is opening stock, 4 is purchases and 2 is closing stock. So let us find the consumption. Opening stock four plus purchases 4 less closing stock 2. So outer column 4 plus 4, 8, 8 minus 2, 6. Okay, total is 6. Then after materials consumed, C, D, D, we don't have E, employees benefit expenses. E marked items will be taken over here. So employees benefit expenses, what we have is salaries and wages. That is 210. Okay, salaries and wages 210. And this employees retirement benefit 85. 210 and 85. Any other item marked as E? Allowances and bonuses also there. Let us see it one by one. Salaries and wages 210. Then allowances and bonuses. And then retirement benefit. Let us see the amounts. Allowances and bonuses, how much? Allowances and bonuses, we have 82. Okay, 82, and employees retirement benefits we have 85. 82 and 85. Okay, let us add on 82 and 85. So total can be done now. 210 plus 82 plus 85, 377. Now after employees benefit expenses, C, D, E, we have the new item of administrative expenses. Okay, A marked items will be taken over here. So let us see what all items are marked as A. In administrative expenses, we have remuneration to auditors of 2 rupees. Okay. Any other item marked as A? Insurance charges 40. Remuneration to insurance charges 40. That's it. Only 2 items are there. Okay. Remuneration to auditors 2. And insurance charges 40. So total will come to 42. Okay, so A marked items are all taken into consideration. Any other item missed out as A? No. Okay, this capital work in progress is also there. Fixed asset 2020. Let us write that in fixed assets. We forgot to write that 2020. Capital work in progress in fixed assets 2020. Capital work in progress. How much is it? 2020? Yes, 2020. So total now will increase by 2020. 5816 plus 2020, 7836. Total will become 7836. Okay. So administrative expenses are all done. There is no other item marked as A, verified properly. Okay, one more is there. Professional charges are there of 175. Professional charges 175. Okay, run professional charges 175. Professional charges 175. Now the total 175 plus 4215 plus 2217. Okay. Then 19th, what we will have is finance cost. Okay, F marked items. Let us see what is marked as F. Bank charges 15 and interest on fixed loans 21. 15 and 21. So two items are there, 15 and 21. No other item is there. Bank charges 15 and interest on fixed loans 21. Total will come to 36. And then last would be other expenses. OE marked items. So let us see which items are marked as OE, other expenses, or simply O. Repairs and maintenance of furniture. Okay, that is 8. And repairs and maintenance of building. That is 36. Building 36 and furniture's repairs 2. Okay, building 36 and furniture's repairs 2. So repairs and maintenance of building 36 and repairs and maintenance of furniture 2. Total will come to 38. Just check it, any other item is not missed out by mistake. So opening this left side, all items have been taken. Yes. Right side also all items have been taken. Yes, this borrowings also has been recorded. This we still have to do, this has been done. Minus and consumption. Okay. Only this 3000 we have to do, which we do when we make income and expenditure. So now let us make income and expenditure statement B at end of everyone. Incomes are all done. Directly material consumed from schedule number 16 we have to take, which is equal to 6. Okay, so in material consumed all of you. Now directly write the amounts in last column only. Okay, so 6. Then employees benefit expenses from 7th schedule, what do we get? 377. Employees benefit is 377. Then administrative and general expenses 270. Okay, 270. Then finance cost is how much? F 36. Finance cost is 36. Then depreciation and amortization we don't have in this question. Directly other expenses. Other expenses last item are 38. Okay, so other expenses will come 38. Now total can be done. That is 6 plus 377 plus 217 plus 36 plus 38. That comes to 674. Okay, total comes to 674. Now A minus B we will do, so 7140 minus 674. 7140 minus 674. That is 6466. Okay, 6466 is excess of income over expenditure. Now it is given in adjustment that we have to transfer 3000 to designated fund, that we have to subtract. So 6466 minus 3000 if you subtract, The balance will come to 3466. Okay, this 3466 we have to show in schedule number 2 over here. 3466. So total will come to 4666. Okay, 12 plus 34, so 4666. Now we put the things in the balance sheet. Corpus fund 1400. Then general fund schedule 2 in the nature of promoters contribution is 4666. We don't have related to non-depreciable assets. Designated fund 4,400. Designated fund is 4,400. So total unrestricted funds will come to 1400 plus 4666 plus 4400, that is 10,466. Okay, restricted fund is 992. Let us write down. Then loans and borrowings we have done in the schedule. Loans and borrowings are 2750. Okay, loans and borrowings 2750. Then current liabilities and provisions we have done in the workings. They are 235. Okay, current liabilities and provisions 235. Now we can get the totals. 10,466 plus 992 plus 2750 plus 235. 14,443. Then application of funds, fixed assets. Now in fixed assets we have 7836. So we fixed assets 7836. Then investments we have in schedule 9, that is 2575. Investments 2575. Then current assets we have in schedule 10, that is 2212. Current assets are 2212. And lastly, loans, advances and deposits, that is 1814. Okay, loans, advances and deposits 1814. Okay, there is a minor correction over here. Repairs and maintenance of furniture is 8 rupees and I think we have taken 2 rupees. So that we'll have to correct it. Repairs and maintenance of furniture and other expenses will be 8 rupees and not 2. So 36 plus 8 will become 44. Okay, that correction we'll do here also. In other expenses we'll take 44. In income and expenditure statement instead of 38 we'll take 44 other expenses. Now 44 other expenses, they increase by 6 rupees. So 674 will decrease by 6 rupees. Means it will become 680. Will decrease by 6 rupees. Increase by 6 rupees will become 680. And increase by 6 rupees means this will become 6460. Okay, less 6 rupees. Minus 3,3460. So make the correction 3460. In second schedule, make it 3460 means total also 4660. So over here in restricted fund 4660, 6 rupees less, 10,460, 6 rupees less, and 6 rupees less means this will become 14437. Now let us see what is the total of assets coming to. 7836 plus 2575 plus 2212 plus 1814. That comes to 14437. So it gets tallied. Okay. So now question 6 is your homework. I'm not even discussing that question because so many questions are done by now. So even markings and everything you must be able to do on your own. and it is not to be done in columnar form. Okay, that is similar to the previous questions what we have done. It is not to be done in columnar form. Solution of the same you'll find in You Will Learn. So with this, the chapter of non-government organization gets over. Bye everyone. Take care. See you in the next lecture.